So today I want to talk about the four foundations of mindfulness, and I'm going to do it as it's actually laid out in the Satipatthana Sutra. But I'll add a little bit of a few of my own nuggets into it. So first of all, I want to say that maybe a better word to use than mindfulness is awareness, or a way of explaining mindfulness is to use the word awareness. So what are the four foundations? Well, they're awareness of the body, awareness of feelings, awareness of mind, and awareness of the objects of mind. So let's start by looking at the awareness of body, and that's why I wanted to use the word awareness and not mindfulness. Because when we say mind, we just think about here. So awareness means that we're aware of whatever is going on in this present moment. And that includes being aware of our bodies. So an awful lot of our time, maybe 99.99999% of our time, we spend up here. And actually we forget about the body. But our body can tell us so much. So the first foundation is becoming aware of this body. The body is able to tell us how we're feeling. It's able to tell us, am I tired? Am I sick? Am I hungry? So many things that we can get from checking in with our bodies, but we tend to forget them because we're spending too much time in our minds. So when Buddha taught about the four foundations, he was really talking about the meditation side of it. But I'm going to talk about both the meditations that we can get in touch with our body, and also in a daily routine, how we can keep coming back and checking in with our body and what the benefits of doing this is. So the body is here to tell us so many things. There are so many sensations in the body and so many things that we're feeling. Our moods and our emotions and feelings can all be felt in the body somewhere if we only get to know our bodies. So there are several meditation practices that we can do to really connect with our bodies. So the first one is the Anapanasati, the awareness of the breath meditation. Remember, breath is part of the body. Without your lungs and your heart, and we're never going to be able to breathe. So breath is part of that body. So one way of getting in touch with our body is to just focus on our breath and just see, is my breath short? Is it long? Am I breathing easily, or is it a little bit hard to breathe? We're just trying to get to know the breath. And one of the benefits of this is that you'll see so many different styles of breathing that you think, I'm just breathing. But you notice when you're tired and you're doing meditation, how your breath is. When you're excited and you're doing meditation, how is your breathing then? When you're anxious and stressed, or when you're calm and tranquil. So there are so many ways of connecting with our body by just becoming aware of our breath. Another practice that we can do is called a body scan practice, where we can just scan down our body and just get to know certain areas of our body. What feelings, what sensations do we have in that part of the body? Is there any tension in that part of the body? And again, you can look at, my mood is this, I'm in a happy mood, and this is how happy feels in my body. So just by doing a check-in with your body and checking in with the sensations of the body. Now, if we do spend time on our bodies, it's mainly to do with the skin area, where we tried to have plastic surgery or facelifts and, Botox and all these things just to try to make the outside look good. And just imagine how much money we're spending on these expensive creams that are supposed to keep us looking 20 years younger. If you want to look 20 years younger, do meditation, do breathing exercises, do yoga, get exercise, eat healthily. All of these things are going to help you stay younger. We don't have to wait till we get old and then start tucking and pulling and trying to make ourselves look younger. So when we're looking at the body scan and getting in touch with our body, we're just feeling not just the sensations on the outside. So a lot of people make a mistake here when they scan their body. They're just looking for the outside sensations. We need to be looking for the inside sensations as well. We need to start to learn all about our bodies, what our bodies can tell us. Remember that, up here in our brain, we have billions of neurons firing. But also down in our gut, in our intestines, we have over 100 million neurons there. So these neurons here cannot give conscious thought, not like in the brain, but they can affect our mood. They can affect our digestive system. So they can affect us. And these neurons are talking to these neurons. So it's not like everything is top down. These neurons in our gut are also sending messages up to the brain. So it's a two-way street. So we need to be getting in touch with our bodies, not just spending our whole time up in the mind. Bring it down, bring it into the body. And the great thing about bringing your awareness into the body is that you're bringing yourself back into the present moment. Because the body is always in the present moment. Of course, your mind can go off wherever it wants to, but the body doesn't. The body is always in the present moment. So it's a great practice to do, to bring yourself back into this present moment. So another exercise to do is to find out, when I have these different emotions, where do I hold them in the body? Because this becomes then an early warning system for us. So our bodies sometimes sense things before the mind does. So, we talk about gut feelings and butterflies and churning stomach and all things like that. And that's because of those neurons down in your intestines. They're sensing things, they're sensing what is going on. Okay, they may not be able to make any sense of it, any conscious sense of it, but they can certainly send information up to the brain to let the brain know something is going on. So your body can sometimes be an early warning system to you. So another good meditation exercise to do is just lay down flat somewhere quietly. Start off by watching your breath and then bring into your mind the last time you were angry and bring the whole picture into your mind. Who was there? Where was it? What was you wearing? Was it before or after lunch? Really get to feel the whole of that picture of the last time you were angry. And once you've brought that into your mind, of course, once we start thinking about that situation, the emotions will come to join it, because emotions are there to tell that story. So once we've brought it into our mind, then we can slowly scan down the body and see, where am I holding this anger? When I have this anger in my mind, where is it affecting me in the body? Because now we start to see, okay, when this part of the body starts to feel like this, anger is beginning to arise. Once you've done that, then bring yourself back to your breath and just calm yourself down. And then think of a time when you were contented or you were grateful or happy, and bring the whole of that picture into your mind. And then see, where am I holding that in my body? When you do this exercise, always end with something positive like happiness or peace of mind or gratitude, contentment. Don't end on the anger, the pride, the jealousy, the bitterness. Always end on the positive. So again, it's a good way of helping us get in touch with our body. And during the day, we can just start to bring our mind back to the body and just check. Just a quick couple of minutes scan down my body. Where am I holding any tension? Is there any tension in the body? If there is any tension, then just on your out breath, imagine you're breathing that tension out. Soften the area. Relax. And then continue with your scan. So remember, you're doing two things here. One is that when you're focusing on your body, it's now bringing you away from whatever you were doing, your thoughts, and maybe you're becoming negative or anxious. So now it's bringing yourself away from that, back to your body. Your body is in the present moment. So now it's brought you back into this present moment. So now you've stopped worrying or getting anxious or overthinking. Now I'm here. And the other thing is that we're doing is that we're finding any tension. So usually our mind just blocks out that tension because it thinks that, we have lots of things to do. We don't have time to look at the tension. But if you've been sitting in front of your laptop all day and you've been working like this, and then when you go to stand up later on, oh, my back or my shoulders, and so it's already too late then. So every few hours, just bring yourself back to your body, bring yourself back to the present moment and see, is there any tension? Deal with that tension before it becomes a huge problem. So this is becoming aware of our bodies. So please don't think that mindfulness is just about mind. It is about the whole of us. The final thing I want to say about body is when we check in with the body, don't think this is my body, because this is where we start to get problems. Because if we think this is my body and this is my arm and this is my feeling, then we become attached to the body. And really there is nothing to get attached to in this body. This body is forever changing. The body is forever. All the cells are changing moment to moment. Hair is growing. Well, on some people, hair is growing. Your fingernails are growing. The skin is coming off. All of these disgusting things are all going on the whole time. So the body is forever changing moment to moment to moment. So there's nothing to hold on to that body. So when you're doing the body scan, don't think this is me and this is my sensations and that. Don't look at it like that. Just look at the body and don't, get attached to it or start relating to it as my body. Because once you do, then big problems come, and then that's when we start having to have the Botox and all the other treatments, because we're so attached to this body. So that's awareness of the body. So the next one is awareness of feelings. So here we better just make it clear, because many people get confused about this, feelings and emotions. And why we get confused is because we move them about with the way we use our language. Anger is an emotion, and we say, I'm feeling angry. So we use the words in a different way to what they're really meant to be. So feelings are reactions from external and internal situations or stimulus. So the feelings are a reaction, whereas our emotions are mental states. They're internal factors. So there is a difference between emotions and feelings. And of course we can feel our emotions. Remember, emotions are reactions to internal and external factors. So an internal factor could be pride or jealousy. So now I'm starting to feel that pride, that jealousy, that anger. So that's the difference between feelings and emotions. So I'm talking about feelings, reactions to internal and external factors. So we have 3 feelings, which makes it easy for us because there's not a whole long list of feelings. We only have 3 feelings. So we have pleasant feelings, we have neutral feelings, and we have unpleasant feelings. So one of these feelings is always going to be present in your moment-to-moment experience. Every experience you have, moment to moment, you will have a feeling attached to it. So if you see something that you like, of course, we get that pleasant feeling. If we see something that we dislike or it scares us, we have an unpleasant feeling. And if we're just normally going about our day and we're not being affected by anything, we have a neutral feeling. It's neither pleasant or unpleasant, it's just like, yeah, it is what it is. So one of those feelings are going to be tied up with every situation, every experience we have. We cannot have an experience either internally or externally without having a feeling attached to it. Now the problem here comes that if we're not aware of these feelings, so if we just allow these feelings come and go and we're not aware of them, they can start to become a problem because we start to get attached to those pleasant feelings. If we're not aware that this is a pleasant thing that's happening, I have a pleasant experience. If we're not aware of it, we'll just start getting attached to those pleasant feelings. For the unpleasant feelings, we start to get feelings of aversion and anger. And for the neutral feelings, we start to get feelings of unawareness of, in Buddhism it's called ignorance, but it's a little harsh word that. So it's like not being aware of what is going on. We're sort of missing it, missing life. So if we're not careful and we're not picking up on our feelings, then we can become attached or have aversion or have this unawareness, this not understanding. And what are these 3? These 3 are what I've spoken about earlier on that lead to our suffering. These are the 3 poisons that I spoke about when I spoke about in the second noble truth, the causes of this suffering in our life. So here is where, if we're not careful, we get all wrapped up in these 3 poisons. We become attached, we have aversion, we become unaware or ignorant to what is going on in life. So it shows how important it is that we really get in touch with our feelings. So a great way to do this in a meditation practice is just to sit nice and quietly and do your meditation. So if you're watching your breath, just watch your breath. But the next time a thought comes up, whatever that thought is, then just see what is the feeling attached to this thought. Is it a pleasant feeling? Is it unpleasant? Is it neutral? So what we're trying to do now is train our mind to see that, you know, in every situation, even in thoughts, remember, it's a reaction to internal and external. So internal means your thoughts and your emotions. So when you're sitting in meditation and something arises that distracts you, so it moves you away from your point of meditation, which could be chanting, could be the breath, could be watching a candle, could be body scan, whatever it is. When something pulls you away from that focus of meditation, then before you come back to the focus, just check what feeling is now attached. when I'm thinking this, was it a pleasant feeling? Or was it an unpleasant? Or was it just a neutral feeling? Because the more that we do that, the more that we'll start to see, okay, there's a huge connection between what I'm experiencing and what I'm feeling. And when we start to do that in meditation, it becomes easier when we're off the meditation cushion and out in the world, that we can start to see that if we're not careful, we can start to be led down the wrong path just because of this feeling. We start going down the path of desire and attachment and grasping and clinging because it was a pleasant feeling. And we start trying to push away and I don't want that, and get aversion and start becoming irritable and frustrated because it was an unpleasant feeling. Or that we completely miss what is going on, completely misunderstand, misread the experience because we have this neutral feeling that hasn't brought up any pleasant or unpleasant feelings. So we need to be aware of our feelings. So this is the second part of the 4 foundations of mindfulness. So we need to be aware of our bodies and we need to be aware of our feelings. So we can either do that in meditation or we can do this in our daily life. So in our daily life, with the awareness of body, keep bringing yourself back into your body. Keep checking in with your body. With the awareness of feelings, so every now and again check in with your feelings. So maybe you've used your body to bring yourself back into the present moment. Now check, how am I feeling? Am I feeling pleasant? Am I feeling unpleasant? Am I just feeling neutral? Because again, then you can see, okay, so I have this pleasant feeling, so what is this pleasant feeling all about? And keep reminding yourself that these feelings are forever changing. These feelings are not you. So again, like I said about the body, not seeing the body as my body. Don't see these feelings as my feelings. Just see them as feelings. There's something that is here at the moment. This experience is happening and this feeling is going along with that experience. So don't see those as who I am, because we can't. Because which one are you going to pick then out of the 3? Because 1 minute we're pleasant, then we're neutral, then we're unpleasant, then we're neutral, and we're pleasant and unpleasant and neutral. As we go throughout the day, we're jumping backwards and forwards to these 3. So we can't say that the feelings are ours because they're forever changing. They're always constantly moving. So we can't say that the feelings are my feelings. All we can definitely say is that this experience I'm having here, this feeling is attached to that. So once we get to know certain feelings with certain situations, it stops us getting attached, it stops us becoming unaware of what's going on, and it stops us having aversion or hatred towards something. So these are the first 2 of the 4 foundations of mindfulness. In the next session, I'll talk about the next 2, which is awareness of mind, which then will cover thoughts and emotions and our state of mind. And then we'll look at the final one, which is the awareness of objects of the mind, which cover our 5 hindrances. It covers 6 senses and covers the 4 noble truths. So we'll talk about those in the next session.